All right, construction champions, it's your host, Ron Nussbaum, and we're here for another amazing episode where, as I say, we're burning down the walls. We're burning down the house around the mindset of what it is to be in the residential construction space. I'm joined again with Chris, second episode. Chris, it's great to have you back.
Great to be here, man. I'm totally like reborn though. I did this podcast with Be Authentic or Get the Fuck Out, right, with Eric, and he's like, dude, I interviewed you 2 months ago in Texas, and you were just like this blob of sadness, and I was just in a really dark place when we did it. I was just in a really dark place at IRE this year. I don't know what was going on. I mean, people were walking up to me, they're like, dude, what's wrong? I now can look back and I know it was wrong. I was doing too much. I was burning the candle at both ends for two businesses. You know, I had the W-2 job, senior vice president over at the bank. I'll just call it the bank. And then, of course, my software company, BluePagesPro, getting it ready to launch, you know, and it got to the point where it was like, I knew that the decision was coming. Like, it was time to make a decision. Am I leaving the banking industry and I'm going all in on my entrepreneurial journey with BluePagesPro and BluePro Capital? Yeah, man, it was time to go. So that's what I look back at it now, and I look at this interview, and I was like, you could see like the stress and the weight on me. And now I'm 27 pounds lighter, and I'm floating off the ground as an entrepreneur. So yeah, man, things are cool.
I love it, man. So, I mean, that right there is kind of your intro, who you are. I know you guys can go back and listen to the last episode to learn a little bit more as well. But now you're in this with like an entirely new perspective. I'm just going to ask the $1 million question again, and that is, what makes a construction champion?
Yeah. Guts, grit, determination, and going for it. Like, I was very methodical how I set this business up. I was sure that I was going to do this thing, my software company, BluePagesPro, where we connect consumers and contractors with no lead fee and no friction. You know, and then, you know, we built some really cool tools into the software technology to help you convert them into customers. But I made sure that the business was all set before I left the company. So a lot of people are like, burn the boats, go all in, I'm in. And then they jump off the cliff and they're like, fuck, I forgot my parachute, right? Like, I sat down and talked to my wife, and we have a lot of expenses. I live on the intercoastal here in Florida, and it ain't cheap. And I said to her, I'm going to buy myself 18 months of grace with God. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm going to buy myself some grace. I'm going to be okay with knowing that this is a journey and it's going to take some time to build the business up. So she goes, okay, let's do it. Like, no questions asked. My number one supporter, my wife. So, you know, I bankrolled enough money to go 18 months, 24 months, probably 3 or 4 years. I banked enough money that I could do that because, you know, I did well at the bank. So I'm good. We go all in 2 weeks ago, dude. I haven't stopped, man. My phone, I have to charge the thing 3 times during the day. Like, it's one meeting after the next all day long, loving what I'm doing. I'm waking up and I'm going, I don't have to run 2 businesses anymore. Because when you try to run 2 businesses, Ron, nothing gets 100%. It doesn't matter how good I did at the bank, and I did my job, and I did a really good job, and I exceeded expectations for everybody, including the bank and me. Then my software company suffered, right? And then I'm all in on the weekends working on my software company. I'm like, I have any energy to give to this thing. You know what I mean? So,
no, I 100% know what you mean. I think we have a lot of similarities where we burned the boats, but very educatedly did it.
Yeah.
Like, I knew.
Thoughtful. Gary V told me, we had a conversation a couple weeks ago. You're very thoughtful.
And that's what it is. It's about having an understanding of, I have to be all in on this. If it's ever going to work, I have to be all in, but you can't be reckless. And I think we see a lot of that out there where guys get really reckless, especially when it's like, let's say in the construction industry, where it's like, I have my tours. I can do this. This dude I'm working for is a loser. I'm out of here, without even thinking about all the consequences, what it actually takes to have that stuff set up. So how did you go through that process to get you to where you could make an educated decision to just go all in?
knew what I was doing. Like I wasn't going to open up a sub shop. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you opened up your business because you came from the business. I opened up BluePagesPro in the finance division, which we do residential, commercial, investor, merchant credit card, mobile payments. Like I get on the phone with a contractor. I'm like, what can I get you? You know what I mean? Like, it's like such an easy conversation for me. Like, I went into the business what I'm an expert at. Like, it was real simple. Dude, I don't even know. I laughed at myself this morning because I was like, oh, I got to go do a demo. And I didn't know who it was. And I clicked on it and I go, hey, how are you? He goes, hey. And it was some guy I've never met. Because he saw an article on LinkedIn about Hatch saying that we were the #2 underneath Angie lead aggregator in the United States of America. And he thought it was interesting. So he booked a call with me. I didn't know who he was. It could have been a CEO of a tech company. It could have been just some guy that just got into roofing that was thinking about needing financing. I don't care. I just go, all right, how can I help you, man? Let's talk. Like, I don't even have to think about what I'm going to say anymore to people because it doesn't matter. I am a subject expert in the industry, the home improvement industry, the marketing, the financing, the connecting people industry. Like, it doesn't even matter who I'm on the phone with. We can have a great conversation. Now, I've been contacted 3 times today for commercial financing. I know, it's like, I just told Savannah Emerson, she's up in Wisconsin. She's like, hey, I got a commercial loan. Can you do it? I'm like, yes. She goes, is it hard? I said, no. I sent her the link. She filled it out. I sent it to my underwriter. We're going to have a term sheet back for her by 3:00. I had another guy just call me from Illinois. Hey, can you do commercial? Can you do HOA? No, I can't. Do you know somebody? Yep, I'll send you his information. Send him the information. He's all set. Like, when you're an industry expert, you can help everybody what you do. Even if you don't do it, you can help guide them where they need to go. And that's how you build credibility in the industry. Like, dude, if you need financing, call Scoville. I can't do everything, but I know where to take you and get it done. So cool shit.
Well, I love that. And I mean, that's what it's about, is becoming an expert. I think a lot of times, especially in the construction space, where people don't feel like they can go be that expert. You're kind of pigeonholed into here. Yeah, you do this really, really good, but there's a lot of guys out there, and then we just sit there and we don't do anything. I know I should have started doing what I'm doing now today 5-6 years ago. Now, you can't look in the rearview mirror and be like, man, I really messed up, because it wasn't the time. Now is the time.
Yeah, man.
But it's like, when you are that expert, you have to embrace that.
Sure. It's so cool, man. I'm loving the journey. And, you know, I just don't feel, my wife's like, are you so stressed? You're so stressed. I'm like, no, I'm busy, but I'm not stressed. Like, I'm reporting to myself and holding myself accountable in the mirror every day. It's like a total different world, man, when you're self-employed.
It definitely is. And you have to have the discipline to be able to continue that on. Like you just said, look in the mirror every day and hold yourself accountable to the outcome that you're trying to create.
Yeah, man. One of my buddies exited yesterday. Well, not exited. They were acquired. Big marketing company. I'll leave them out. They don't have permission to say who it is. However, I saw his announcement on LinkedIn last night. It was interesting because we did a couple speaking events throughout the year, different roofing expos, and he was sitting right next to me, and he started to get a little lighter on his feet, and they went and got a new building. And I'm like, what's going on with this dude? Right. And then boom, I see the acquisition, and then I go, oh, now it's all making sense. Like, and I look at his business and I admire, dude, years, like 15 years to get to where he is. And they did it with culture and mission statement and having great team. So, and then there's another guy that owns another software company, and it's all about culture, their mission, and their team. So I'm starting to see software marketing companies, company cam, same thing, culture, mission, team. Like, it isn't the branding. It ain't it is branding, but it's not a lot of the things that we think. It's not about the numbers and the sales pitch and how salesy they are and how much ads they're running. It's culture. I'm going to write it down. It's their culture, it's their mission, and their team, CMT. Their culture, their mission, their team is what's making these amazing companies scale. Like, I asked Richie over at Roofer, I'm like, dude, you guys are everywhere. Are you running ads? He's like, no, man, I'm just hiring the right people. Like, what? So it's just real inspiring, man. And I'm modeling myself after some of these guys that are big. that's what I aspire to, is to have that culture, the mission, and the team as we move forward, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fundamentals of building a business is you got to have the mission. You have to understand what that mission is, and then you can build that culture and build that team around it. I like to say, you have to be really good at not just knowing what that vision is, but also being able to cast it. Because then if you bring in the right people, you have the right culture, as long as you can cast that vision, it's going to happen. They just do it. You bring in the best people to do exactly what you want to have done, and then you let them do it every day.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. I'm just blessed. I'm really thankful. And it's funny because I turned the TV off a couple months ago, and I don't know what's going on. I hear that because I used to pay attention to it because of the bank, but I don't pay attention to it anymore because I don't care. People are like, "Oh, dude, the economy is so bad," and oh my God, all these software companies are closing, and aren't you scared to launch a software? I'm like, no, dude, this is the best time ever. They're like, why? I'm like, you just think about all the people that were just laid off out in Silicon Valley. They might need jobs.
Amen.
I might be able to get a developer in the United States for 50 grand.
I mean, if they're going to burn everything completely down, it's not going to matter what you're building. In my mind, I'm the same way. I just turned it all off. I'm like, I'm going to go out and I'm just going to dominate life. I'm going to dominate what I'm doing, and I'm not going to worry about all of that. Because if I let that dictate what I'm going to do every day, we're going to have bigger problems, and we're never going to grow.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had to answer my wife. She's signing us up because we don't have medical under my company because I don't have it. She's getting us medical over at the hospital. She's a nurse.
Awesome.
Kind of important, right? So
yeah, just a little bit. That's the kind of stuff that you have to worry about when you just go all in on your own thing. I think a lot of guys.
Well, dude, you and I have the great wives. We've got the great support system. And I sat her down. I'm like,
have that.
Yeah, I'm like, honey, we're gonna have to go on your health insurance. She's like, are they gonna take the money out of my check? I said, yeah.
I mean, I would say it's probably not easy to be married to either one of us. It's a high risk endeavor all the time. But
I know. Well, she knows. She's my number one fan, man. She's cool. So
I love it, man. So hey, why don't we dive in to some of the financing stuff? I think there's a lot of. It's one of the number one things I see questions being asked about. You're the master. How do we work through this for guys? How do we set guys up to be able to finance better? If these contractors, builders, roofers, all the champions out there listening, cool. You're the master, man. Give us a lesson on
the bad reflection. I realized I'm going to have to get some. I'm going to have to get this. Because I'm on the intercoastal here in Florida. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm going to have to get some blackout because I get such a reflection coming in here. And I like my room dark during the day because I like to listen to Taylor Swift. All right. So Blue Pro Capital. Blue Pro Capital. It's the division within my software called BluePagesPro. So anyway, if you're part of the Contractor Coffee Shop, which is my private group on Facebook, I just did a training today on this crazy stuff that I do. And I'll make it real simple for y'all. Any contractors that need financing, get in touch with me. We'll do a quick 10-minute call. Just got off of one. I'm sending the guy to softball enroll. Here, I'm sending him to this lender. I have 3 lenders that are in my platform. I chose the best of the best for a reason. They're all really, really good, and they all do some different things. Heck, you can enroll with all 3. It doesn't cost you a damn penny. So it doesn't cost you anything to enroll. So if you're looking for financing for your business, which you should, because everybody needs affordability, call me, and I'll hook you up. So none of them cost money to enroll. All of them have soft credit pull. That means that when you apply for financing, they're not going to hit your customer's credit and ding it down 10%. So your customers will be able to find out at point of need and point of sale what they're approved to and if they're approved. And if they don't get approved, they can go get a co-applicant on the app to get approved. So don't run with your tail in between your legs. Keep going. All right. They'll find the money. We went with this lender for this guy for a reason. He needed progress pay. Progress pay is when you do let's say you do a $50,000 job and you need to pull $20,000 out like day one, because you got to pay your subs, you got to pay some product, you got to get the permits, and you got to pay your sales guy, like literally. So he needed that because this is his situation. So I'm getting him hooked up with this lender immediately today, because he actually has a job that he has to run at 4:00. And I know that this guy's a good contractor. I can get him enrolled and get him set up and get him a link, put it on his Blue Page so he can actually show up and apply. So we're going to go with this lender here for him. The other two lenders have no dealer fee particular programs. One of them goes out to a 20-year amortization, up to a $100,000 loan. They're just great lenders. They're fast. The technology is cool. I can build the links for contractors and their digital business card into the Blue Page, and you can use it on your website, and it's soft credit, but just like really, really good program. Same as cash, no interest, no payment, loans of 20 years to keep the payment low. So there's hundreds of programs. Get enrolled, call me. I'll send you the link. I'll get you enrolled. Then call me and I'll train you on how to actually sell at the point of sale.
Yeah, I think there's nothing more powerful than being able to get people approved at the kitchen table. Like
you got it.
It's a game changer for guys out there that don't have that ability. Because a remodel, like all this stuff that happens on a house. Everybody says that a car is the second biggest investment. I say BS to that. I think those people just haven't done a home renovation yet. Because a home renovation will be the second biggest purchase your customers make. Yeah. And it's going to be with you if you give them the way to do it. Yep. And a lot of people just don't have the cash. Or if they do have the cash,
they don't want to use it.
They don't want to come off of it right now.
Yep.
So positioning them in a way to where they can take advantage of your services and making it easy.
Yeah.
Super simple.
Yep. Awesome. Love it. I mean, and it's funny because contractors, they complicate it. Like they call me like, dude, never offered finance. I know what to do. I'm like, cool. Can you say this? And I'll repeat after me. At the end of the presentation, when you've got the contract in front of them, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, here's the pitch. Ready? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, are you going to be using any of your money for this? Or would you like to use some of ours? Dude, that's it, bro. We didn't break the camera just now. That's all you need to say to a customer to offer financing. I didn't say, well, the interest rates in the LIBOR and Wall Street now are 6.75% with a rise in capital gains, equity, liquid position. I didn't go any bullshit, dude. I said, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you're going to do business with me because you know me, like me, trust me, and you'll always remember we're the best, warranty, blah, blah, blah. Here's the contract. Hey, listen, so were you thinking about using some of your money today, or would you actually like to use some of ours? And then you just shut up because they have to answer you. Well, we're going to pay with this insurance check, or we're going to slide a credit card, or here's our cash, or we've got a home equity line we're drawing the money out. What do you, here's the best part, Ron. What do you mean yours? And then you go, oh, we work with a couple lenders over here, and I can actually, within seconds, without even running your credit, see what we can get you approved to. Did I say anything about credit scores, debt to income ratios, underwriting guidelines, qualifications? No.
Because you know what? Here's what I find.
No, you don't have to say shit. All you gotta do is get them to say, "Let's go."
Well, because like 90% of your customers, none of that stuff matters. We let it start to matter to us. We think like you get these guys get in their own head, and they're like, "Oh, here's the objection. I'm going to proactively handle it." Well, no, just shut up. Like you said, just present the solution,
and then shush.
Let them process it and tell you yes or no.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, that's financing. Sorry to burst anyone's bubbles out there if you thought it was hard. I hope my competitors aren't listening.
But we want, like I said, this is one of the biggest questions we see asked. Is, like, how do we get this stuff handled? And it's, to me, it's always been, I mean, we financed jobs before, like it was easy. And the easier we got the process down, not just us, but for our customers, it makes the biggest difference, and it adds so much credibility.
Well, you get referrals, happier customers, better reviews, more people in the neighborhood. They'll brag about it. Like, yeah, the guy came over, and our payments are $96 a month, and we didn't really want to finance, but once we found out that it was that, and then the neighbors going, That's all that it cost for a roof is $96 a month, or a new air conditioner, $69 a month. Like, what? Yeah.
And you think your competitor's sitting there saying, "Oh, you're going to have to go over to your bank or go to the credit union," and the customer's sitting there like, "What do you mean?" Like, so now I have to take more time out of my life to go try to get some financing. So we're like,
well, dude, don't send them to a bank.
I'm saying that's what the competitors are doing.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Imagine if all right. So we're at a car dealership, right? And we found the Ford, Chevy, whatever, Dodge, whatever, doesn't matter. And we're like, oh, cool, I'm gonna buy that thing. It's $75,000. And the dealership goes, you like it? Cool. Well, we're gonna hold it for you. Go down to your bank and go get some money and then come on back and pick it up. All right. Okay, cool. I'll be right back. So I go down to the local bank and I go in there and I get my $75,000 and I've got $75,000. And now I'm a cash buyer. So do I go back to that dealership? No, I'm just driving down and I see another truck, $5,000 less, but it's the same truck. So I pull into that dealership and I go up and I walk up and I go, hey, we're just down at XYZ and you're ABC. Are those the two? Yeah, are the same trucks that just came off the same shipment. Why are you $5,000 less? Well, we just want to push this one because it's too big. Well, I just happen to have $70,000 cash. Okay, yeah, cool. Let's sign it up. That's happens in the home improvement industry. When somebody sends somebody to their local bank or their credit union to go get money, you turn them into a cash buyer. So now they go out and they start bidding the project, and then they want a freaking cash discount. You've just given all the power to your customers when you send them packing. Don't do that. Close a sale at the point of sale. Be in control of your customer. And I'm not saying control in a bad way. I'm saying in control because you're the man. And we can get this done right now. Not only am I a roofing professional, but I have lenders that can get you the money. And we're going to do this right now from the Blue Page.
Well, provide the service.
Yeah, buddy.
The experts provide the service. Like you said earlier, if you're the expert, you can provide the service, whether it's in your realm or not. You know how to make it happen. And that's 100%. What we have to be for our customers, is that expert. That's what makes a true champion. Absolutely, man. Well, it's been great having you back on the show here today.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me, man. I'm lighter.
Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Sure. You can find me on the Facebook, Christopher Scoville.
Awesome, man.
It's that, dude. I mean, I could give you URLs. Go to BluePagesPro.
Which we'll have all that in the show notes. So
yeah, like, you know, just I ain't got nothing to sell.
Yeah, I'll give you this much: is Chris does add a lot of value on Facebook. So if you're not following him, I would highly recommend that, because he's going to drop a lot of free knowledge.
Oh yeah, we got the Contractor Coffee Shop group. Mm-hmm. I got a YouTube channel. I got over 350 videos that will go to a whiteboard and actually train you how to sell. Because I've been doing this for 27 years.
I love it, man. Thank you.
Man. All right, brother. I love you. Thanks for having me on, man.
Awesome. All right, construction champions. Another great episode where we talked about the power of being an expert within your industry. It don't matter if you're a roofer, you're a contractor, you're a builder, you're a home service provider, you remodel houses. Be the expert at that. That's how you become that champion. And if you don't feel like you're filling the room when you're there in that, at the kitchen table with just being that expert, you need to go look in the mirror. Like I say all the time, spend some time and evaluate and figure out, how do you provide these solutions? Do you need to offer financing? Are you not offering a detailed enough proposal? What are your customers saying that you can step your game up on the next one, and then just sit there and be quiet? That's where that magic starts to happen. So champions, make sure you go out there, check out constructionchampionspodcast.com, look at our sponsors, look at our partners, and go be the champion you were meant to be.